Hello, welcome to the Power of Three. It's June 1st, Thursday, June 1st, 2023, and this is a haunted story reading for everyone. And as per usual lately, I've only done maybe 2 handfuls of these. So this is like the newest one that I do, and so they've been kind of changing and evolving as we go, where sometimes I get like a storyline before we go. So this week is yet again different, and I do have a storyline, and I have only pulled the Lord's message, nothing else. So we're going to learn what's going on together. And of course I'll let you know what that storyline is before we start. But I just wanted to tell you that I'm using my decks for a huge difference. The Power 3D 5D, so we're using the 3D 5D for the overall energy, and then the 3D 5D numbers for the supporting energy. So I'm sure it'll make more sense now as we get going and once I tell you what I know. And then for the main spread, we're using the Power of 3D 5D Volume 2, and we're using the Supernatural Join the Hunt for the clarifier, and the Haunted House for the fine tune. I usually don't go through everything at the beginning like that either, but just so that everybody's kind of where I'm at to get started here. So the storyline that I was given in order to pull this, okay, was that we're dealing with dead people. A crime happened a long time ago. I don't know how long ago, but in the past somewhere. There was a murder. The victim obviously is dead, but the murderer also took their life after, just about immediately, within hours, we'll say. There may have been more victims. I don't know yet. It's just kind of been left, right, flopping now, this storyline. So that's basically what the gist of it is that now, whatever crime happened, whatever happened to our character or characters, along with our murderer, basically, the villain, what they said is that it's looping on the other side. It's looping over and over and over and over again. These spirits that once were alive and now are no longer have been reliving this over and over again. So that's what we're dealing with. So I hope you guys are having a good week. Let's get started here. Remember that, obviously nobody's going to be resonating with this now unless they're somehow familiar with something that happened and know of it or have heard of it. But so generally for everyone, this is just going to be a haunted story, so just relax and enjoy. Alright, from our Heavenly Father, to kick things off here for this, forgive and you shall be forgiven. So what I get from this to start this off is these spirits are reliving this over and over again because some of them were not ready to pass spiritually. They weren't right with the Lord, and they're kind of stuck in purgatory, basically. And the murderer themselves, did not ask for forgiveness before he offed it himself. So they're all stuck in purgatory, basically, looping this over and over again. The victims are unable to forgive, obviously. Once you're dead, it's too late, kind of, So you got to pass into the light and face that judgment and some people don't want to do that, and probably are completely unaware of how to break that cycle anyway on that side, but merely just by having the courage to just face the judgment. Or maybe that is their judgment. I don't know. But let's see what comes out in our haunted story reading. So we'll get the power of 3D, 5D, and we'll get our overall energy. Let's see what comes out. Could be anything, guys. That's the story that I was given there. So, all right, for our haunted story, thank you so much, Holy Spirit, angels, my guides, and my peeps for being here with the collective for our haunted story reading, June 1st, 2023. What is the overall energy for our haunted story this week? I'm attached to my house and possessions. So that's probably where the crime happened. They were probably at their home. Now, whether these guys were all related to each other, I don't know. Let's see what number comes out to support this. Because remember I said before that you know, it could be more than one victim. Like, could have been one of those scenarios. What I'm feeling is that this is one of those situations where the father kind of took the whole family out, mother, kids, everybody, and then took himself out. Like, everybody was found dead. That's kind of what I feel here. Let's see what number comes out to support our I'm attached to my house and possessions. And that would be kind of where the forgiveness would be needed, because we should be attached to God, not our house and our possessions, right? Especially after death. So that explains a lot there. Forgiven you shall be forgiven. One. So I feel this is one other victim besides a main. I feel like there's this is either one victim or one other victim besides the one we already knew about, the one that was in the original energy storyline before we got this out, right? We knew that there was a victim and a villain. So I feel like this is one more person. There was so it might have been like a mother and a son got killed, and then the father took himself out, that kind of thing. Okay, number 43. Number 43 is on the bottom. So that could either be they might have been the same age. They both could have been 43 years old. Could have been the number of their house, because I'm attached to my house and possessions. That's what they're saying it is. 43 is the number of their house, wherever that is. Okay, so now let's see what comes out of the Power of 3D, 5D, Volume 2 for our main spread in this story, where we kind of know what's going on here now. So for our haunted story, what do we need to know here in this story? With these people that are on the other side, looping whatever happened over and over again. I'm confused at where I am, because they're, like I say, they keep kind of looping over probably their life before what happened, and then they experience it again, and then they keep you know, possibly waking up at the beginning of that day or the day before and living like the last 24 hours of their life, and then boom, they go through that again. And, you know what I mean? And they just keep looping it over and over again. And they don't realize maybe that they've passed. Each time they start that loop again, they still think they're alive. They still think they're at their house because they're attached to their house and their possessions. So, and because it was so tragic, they're confused, and no guidance from the light on the other side, because they just didn't, maybe they've never even talked about it before. You know what I mean? So, okay, 2 came out, 0, and the letter J. So it's not 0, it's O and J. OJ. So the letter O and the letter J. So that could be like, you know, it could be like the initials of our 2 victims. So what name starts with an O? Oliver. Okay. Oliver and Jess. So like son, mother, or no. What it is Oliver's Oliver is the father, they're saying. 39 years old. Jess is the wife, 34 years old. Wow. And 1 child. Okay, the bottom of this deck. These dark forces came from the living, someone among you. Right, because he murdered his wife and son and then took his own life. And they're just looping it over and over again. And the number of their house, 43. On whatever street, in whatever country, town, city, whatever. Let's shuffle the supernatural join the hunt. I'm clarifying this now. Please clarify our haunted story now that we have everyone that was involved, and we have the name of our 2 main characters. We don't know the child's name, but that's okay. Alright, clarify please. I'm confused at where I am. The Hermit. See, I feel like they just keep going through the same day over and over again. Whatever they did, whether they got up and read a book and whatever. They think they're following the light, but they're not. They keep going, they keep ending up at the same fate. They think they're still alive. At the beginning of the loop, they're alive in their mind. You know what I mean? Like, to them, they're still alive. They're still in their home. They're still attached to their house and their possessions. So, you know, like I say, if they were reading a book that day or whatever it is that they did, they still keep going through that same motion until whatever happened, happened. Let's see what comes out for Oliver, our villain. Can't believe we actually got names. This is the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands. See, it was a family of three. And I feel like, oh geez. He took the child out first and the mother went berserk. Absolutely berserk. But he took her out too. But she didn't go out without a fight, let me tell you. She did not go out without a fight. Let's see what comes out under Jess, our mother and victim. See, that makes sense now why the number 1's up here. Attached to the house, the child is still too, completely oblivious, right? To everything that was going on, and then afterwards too. Possibly the mother's searching for the child. The lovers just popped out under Jess. So you see, they were young love at one time, but something happened. Something happened. Something happened that changed her, perhaps, and because she changed, he changed in a very negative way. Because maybe what they're saying is she was able to be controlled before in the beginning, and then she started getting a backbone, and he didn't like that. He didn't like that at all. And there was a lot that, you know, there's a lot that happens, right? You think you know somebody. You think you know somebody, right? King of Swords. He's got an awful, it's not a sword, but it is one nasty looking dagger knife. Jeez. They just said that he kind of like he took the child out first, and then she went berserk. But he just took her, he literally stabbed her to death, cut her up, because her going berserk on him like that for what he did to the child, it only infuriated him, because she was already out of control in his mind. So he didn't, oh, it's all just flooding in here, so just please bear with me. He didn't want her raising the child, his child. He didn't like that she had a backbone now. She might have gone to school or done something where she got out and started meeting different people and started acting different. Not in a bad way, of course. She did nothing wrong. I'm just explaining it from his psychotic view. So when she went berserk on him, that was just, you know, a little more out of control. So she had to be, it was just confirmation to him that she had to be taken out as well, because that's what he intended to do anyway. I don't know, it just validated it to him somehow. I have the haunted house here now, so let's fine-tune our horrible haunted story here. Please fine-tune our haunted story. And the fact that these souls now keep looping this over and over again. Clarify I'm attached to my house and possessions with the number 1. Ten of Wands. Never-ending a never-ending burden in purgatory is what I see there. Every bit of the burden of the end of her life, or in their lives together, is a never-ending looping circle of hell now in purgatory, unfortunately. Because why? They were just trapped in a very bad life, and they never ever got the chance to know God, to save themselves, to be able to save themselves, even if they did get taken out. You know what I mean? Like, you never know what's going to happen. So you want to make sure that when you do go, you know, you could get snuffed out in the simplest way, unexpectedly. Or it could be something, you know, a lot more sinister. Either way, when it's your time, you must be ready so that you can cross into the light and have peace after death. But some people don't get that, unfortunately. Let's see what comes out with the Hermit. I am confused at where I am. Explains why the Hermit's here, though, right? Because maybe every time they start that loop over, maybe they do have a little tiny little fragment of a memory, but yet there they are at the beginning again of that day. So it would be very confusing. The Hermit, so you could see them maybe trying to approach things with the light in their mind, trying to figure out, trying to straighten out the confusion. The Hermit, please. I am confused at where I am. Queen of Pentacles. So I would say that, again, this is an earth energy, so that makes sense that our character, and I feel this is Jess, right? Our character Jess, that is now gone, but she was probably Queen of Pentacles. She was probably a Taurus, a Virgo, a Capricorn. And she probably was very attached to earthly things. There might be humans living in her house now too, which is also what's putting some confusion in there. Is like she's probably like hearing voices and thinking there's a ghost, but in actuality she's the ghost and they hear her. It's weird. Three of Wands under our villain, Oliver. Also, what they're saying here with the Three of Wands, it's like I say, he took the kid out first on purpose. Like, he knew, right? He just knew he just needed that physically 3D validation. But people like that, narcissists, know how to gear people up. She's the mother. Obviously, she's going to go berserk, right? He's not stupid. He's just stupid. But yeah, anyway, Three of Wands under Oliver. Eight of Pentacles. Like I said, she never stood a chance, you know. I don't think she ever really realized what a sick individual she had been with and bore a child with until it was too late. And getting a backbone and standing up for yourself and your child and your rights as a human being too late in the relationship, not realize. And then at the same time, depending on who you're dealing with, if they're that psychotic, you know, this is, like I say, he cut her up, okay? He would have had to do what you see in this scenario in order to, and I feel that's exactly what he did. It was basically a sacrifice. And he enjoyed every second of it. Like, this is horrible. And very dark work. Lovers under Jess, our victim, wife, mother. That's too much. Clarify the Lovers under the letter J, Jeff or Jess. Oh, look at this. The Lovers again. They had a very, very, very passionate relationship. But unfortunately, they really never got to know each other very well in the right way. The Lovers, clarifying the Lovers. And I feel like that, you know, he probably even threw that in there just for fun, just for shits and giggles. You know, thinking that she's being unfaithful. Knight of Swords, like I said, he cut her up. Wow. Well, I have the Love and Light deck here. I can see why now. To give us some something tangible to take away from such an awful story. So please close this energy out safely and give the collective something to take away from our haunted story reading. There we go. Pure and unconditional love. Speak to the earth, and it will instruct you. Let the fish in the sea speak to you. Comes from Job, J-O-B, Job 12, verse 8. It's kind of funny, too, because of that earthly sense I got from the Queen of Pentacles attached to my house and possessions, which are earthly things. Let me read that again. Speak to the earth. So, you know, you speak to the earth, but it's like, because God created it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think our victim even validated God. She was just attached to earthly things. Like, that's all there is. Some people don't believe in above and below. And it will instruct you. Let the fish and in the sea speak to you. You know, it's a gorgeous card. Well, I'm going to leave our haunted story there. I hope you enjoyed it on your Friday, whenever you bump into it. So remember to smash the like button, guys, and support the channel. And God willing, I'll see you next week for another haunted story reading. So until then, stay in God's light and enjoy His peace. Bye for now.